Hi, in this video we are going to practice editing some instructions for an experiment. Before we start, let me ask you this science question. You may know the answer already. At what temperature does water boil? You remember? Yes, you have heard the answer many times. Let me give you very specific information here. Actually, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, and that corresponds to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That happens only when we are at sea level. But when we have more pressure, then when the pressure of the atmosphere is increasing, that may be different. For example, it will boil at 93.4 degrees Celsius or 200 degrees Fahrenheit at 1,905 meters. 105, let's say. I was being too informal when I was reading the number. 1,905 meters. That is at 6,000 feet altitude. So that means that the higher the distance from the sea level, and the lower temperature it will take for the water to boil. So at a higher and more pressure, the lower the temperature water needs to boil. That's science. All right, we're going to need that information because we're going to read an experiment. Let's read the following text. The experiment will be about water and boiling water. All right, water and salt. Does adding salt to boiling water increase its temperature? This cause and effect experiment should be done with parental supervision. Pour 2 cups of water into a saucepan and bring the water to a boil for 1 minute. All right, 2 cups of water, a saucepan, a pan, and when it boils, let it boil for 1 minute. Insert a thermometer into the saucepan. Wait 60 seconds and record the water's temperature. No wonder this requires parental supervision because that water is going to be very, very hot. So you need a parent to help you with that, to tell you how they do it. Then add 2 tablespoons of salt. Remember the measurement that they use? Add 2 tablespoons of salt to the water and let it boil for 1 minute. Right? Then record the water's temperature again. Finally, add the last 2 tablespoons of salt to the water and let it boil for 1 minute and record the temperature in the same way. All right, so another 2 times. See the difference? I don't know the difference, but you, I guess, will perform the experiment and you will know what happens. All right? I will tell you then that to make sure that we have understood this, I have just a couple questions, very easy questions. All right? Let's see if we remember that information. How much water should be poured into the saucepan? How much water? 2 cups. Yes, 2 cups of water. 16 ounces, I think. Yeah. How long should you wait between each temperature measurement? Remember? 60 seconds. All right. Now, with that text that we have there, it describes an experiment as a paragraph. All right. Now I have this practice activity for you. Rewrite the text in the form of an experiment listing materials and procedures. Oh, you already know the format. You know that you have some materials. You may need some tools. But especially what I need is especially for you to focus on the materials and the procedure. All right? The tools are a cup, saucepan, tablespoon. So nothing fancy. So let's just keep, those are the tools. So let's just keep them as materials in general. All right. So rewrite the experiment. What do we need to write the experiment? Make sure that we identify what the commands are, the instructions are. If there are some negative commands, you include them there as well. All right? So I'm going to ask you to please pause my video, complete the activity, and I'll see you in a moment. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And let me show you some sample answer. All right? Materials: water, salt, and the tools that we have there, a saucepan, or any pan actually, and a thermometer. Okay? Procedure: we have some instructions here. Pour 2 cups of water in a saucepan. Boil the water for 1 minute on the stove. That's very clear. Wait 1 minute and record the water's temperature. I like this. Very specific. Add 2 tablespoons of salt to the water. Allow the water to boil for 1 minute. I love this. Very specific. Record the water's temperature again. Yes. Add another 2 tablespoons of salt to the water. Great. Let the water boil for 1 minute. Finally, record the final temperature. Great. I love those instructions. They are very specific, and I hope your instructions were like that as well. All right. I am going to pause my video for you to practice your pronunciation. Listen and practice, please.
Materials: water, salt, a saucepan, a thermometer. Procedure: pour 2 cups of water in a saucepan. Boil the water for 1 minute on the stove. Wait 1 minute and record the water's temperature. Add 2 tablespoons of salt to the water. Allow the water to boil for 1 minute. Record the water's temperature again. Add another 2 tablespoons of salt to the water. Let the water boil for 1 minute. Record the final temperature.
All right, thank you very much for having done that. And remember that for experiments, we need commands, we need clear instructions, and we need to be able to perform them safely so that we become not only successful, but also safe, free from harm. All right, thank you very much for your work, and I will see you in the next video.